Nope, I'm not in Waco. I'm still in Baco, but I am at Magnolia. It's new construction. It's John Balfanz, which you probably know from Extreme Makeover Home Edition here in Bakersfield. And they're beautiful and they have another phase coming. Let's talk about it. All right, so I'm coming at you from inside one of the beautiful Magnolia models. Don't we all wish we could live in a model? I feel like I should whisper. Anyway, I thought I'd handle some of the questions that I get from you guys every week about new construction. And this is going to be particular to John Balfanz and the way these models are built. Just so you know, every builder does it different. Every builder has different parameters and timelines and the way they do the design centers. So I'm just going to talk about Balfanz this week, but as we do other new construction, I will get the information from those builders as well, and I'll bring it to you here just like I do every other Wednesday. Now make sure you stay till the end where we talk about how to actually get your name on the list for the next phase. Let's keep going. One of the big misconceptions is that you will need to get a construction loan or a new construction loan when you go for new construction. That is not the case with these models. You definitely want to do some research with your lender, whether it's the one that I've referred you to or whomever you're getting your loan through. A large percentage of the time, all you're going to need is your regular, let's go get approved for a home mortgage. It doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be a new construction loan, but there's a few things that will help you when you are in new construction. So with these builds, you get options to choose from. Now the builder has chosen out some parameters that fit with the Magnolia theme houses, but in these wet areas, they're called, you will get to pick the flooring, and you can pick things like if you want quartz or granite, things along those lines. You get to pick, you know, your door handles, if you want knobs or pulls, things like that. You get to pick those in the design center. One of the neat things about the build out here is that all of the homes come standard with a 3-car garage. Every single house has a 3-car garage. How nice is that? The way you pay for things is so you pick out your lot. One of the neat things about John Balfanz's build is that he does not have the same elevation or style type right next to each other. So if you've picked elevation, I think they call one of them the Spanish elevation or the contemporary elevation, and somebody else has that elevation and they have the lot right next to you, there will be a conversation. So it's definitely going to be like a first come first serve thing because they don't want to have the same elevation right next to one another. So another benefit of getting on the wait list early is that you can pick your elevation and lot and be the first one there. Quite honestly, it doesn't happen that often, but it is something to be aware of. One of the other things you're going to need to make sure you do while you're in new construction is make sure you bring your realtor with you. It's the same thing as if you were going to buy 123 Main Street, you would have an agent to represent you on the buy, and you would have an agent to represent you if you're selling it. So the same thing goes with new construction. Our colleagues that work here on the property, they work for the builder. The builder is the seller. I'm going to represent you as the buyer of these new constructions. So you always want to make sure you bring your realtor with you and that we sign in together, and then I'm with you for most, if not all, of your process. I am with you through all of the process. I don't leave you and hand you off. I'm with you through like your walkthroughs and your anything that I need to be there for. I would be there for you as the buyer, negotiations, all of that. The best way to think about new construction is to think of it as the long game. So 6 to 9 months out. So you would come, you pick out your lot, and then you have to put a deposit down on that lot, and then they would begin the trench. After they trench, then you get to go to the design center. Doesn't that sound fun? And you pick out all of the things that they have given for you to pick from. So flooring, you know, do you want granite or quartz? What kind of tile do you want in the bathroom? And they have the, you know, the increases or the decreases wherever your price point is. And then obviously they've picked out the elevation that you want, 1 story or 2, you know, all of the different elevations that they have. Then you would go and after the design center, you would begin the process of paying for the things that you have chosen. So say you picked out a standalone tub, and then as the time went on, you have 30 days, I believe, to kind of finalize what you load up into your cart of dreams on your build. And then you realize, standalone tub, I don't know about that. So you can say, you know what, let's just go with the regular soaking tub, not the standalone. And then they would just modify it for you for your home. They do have the appliances for you to pick from. They are all stainless steel. That's a KitchenAid, that's a KitchenAid, that's a KitchenAid. So they've obviously designed it with those sizes and parameters in mind. Gas range. Center island, functional sink. The mudroom comes standard in all of the builds. They're the mudroom bench, I believe they call this. Isn't that cute? You would get to pick the flooring. That's obviously like an extended linen laundry area. And then you can also pick if you want a sink, if you want the cupboards, what color, how many, how much, the flooring. So the backyard, that is something that you could pay extra to have landscaped. It would look something similar to this, or you could just leave it as dirt and design it all on your own. That fireplace out on the patio. Woo-hoo-hoo. These are approximately 11 to 12,000 square foot lots. So from the backyard to the back fence is going to be the place where you can design whatever you'd like. If you'd like to have that taken care of by them, I'm sure they would be happy to do it for you and have it look just like a model. Who doesn't want to live in a model? So with each elevation, there are different options for you to choose. Does it need to be a bedroom? Do you want it to be an office? Do you want the flooring continuous throughout the house? Do you want carpet? Those are the things you get to pick. So when you pick the things like the tile and, you know, if you want quartz or granite, if you want, you know, carpet throughout or one single flooring throughout, those are the things that when you think about how am I going to pay for that? Here's a little tip. If you have money saved for a down payment, that could be something that you use instead of a down payment on like 123 Main Street. You would use those monies for paying for those on your build. So you could use those monies to choose a premium lot on the street. Do you want to have the cul-de-sac, like you've got dreams of having a pool, or are you like, nope, middle of the road's fine by me? Nobody loses in that decision. It's just something that you need to know how you're going to pay for that. So those are the things that go toward the build as you're building. Because again, this is a 6 to 9 month process, even probably with a little bit of grace on the 9 month, because costs have gone up, lumber is a hot commodity, and things just take time. So even on the outside of that, if I'm filming this in May of 2021, you could come to the new release sign-in in June, and you could potentially be in your new home early 2022. So just to keep your timelines in mind, with that new phase coming in June, or the sign-ups coming for June, you could actually start to have your money, you know, the money that you've saved for a down payment potentially to go buy right now, you could use that for the new phase that's getting ready to be released. You also can pick the upgrades in the, you know, restrooms as well. You can pick the tile on the shower. You can pick if you want an upgraded commode. You can pick, you know, the countertops, the flooring. A lot of these options are given to you in the design center, which is the fun part. That's the shopping part. Fireplaces are also an option that you can pick. If not, it just becomes the diagonal 45-degree wall. If you're not a fireplace person, you just get a cute wall to decorate. If you are, you get to pick it. Ooh, look at that double oven. Oh my gosh. You're having all the family when you have that double oven. Oh my gosh. Cute pulls, subway tiles, center island. So fun. That is a pocket slider. That is also something that you can decide that you want when you're doing the build. How fun is that? You can go halfway open, all the way open. Imagine if you had a party going on and you could have everybody in and out without messing with opening and closing the door all the time. All right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The prices, right? So things like lumber, labor, cost to do business always goes up. Never goes down, sadly. So at this point, so this is May 2021. Presumably these next phases are gonna start in the high 4s, low 5s. I don't have exact numbers, but they're probably gonna be right in that window according to what the girls in the sales office told me. All right, so some of the high points that you're gonna wanna make sure is that you know you don't need to get a construction loan. You know you're gonna need your favorite realtor. And you know you're gonna need to have a long game in mind, 6, 9, maybe 10 months for start to finish from when you give coming up in June, you are gonna need to have your deposit ready to go. It's roughly 5,000 to 8,000 depending on which lot you wanna try to reserve. But have that money ready to go, get yourself on the wait list in June, and you'll probably be trenching before summer ends. Isn't that exciting? See you next week.